Do fins make a difference when it comes to longboard surfing performance? I recently made a video where I changed positions of the fin on the fin box, and even just an inch forward or an inch back changed the whole feel of the board. I thought I may not be a good enough longboarder to tell such subtle differences, but it turns out you don't have to be great to feel the difference a fin can make. So I made my way down to the Beach House Classic Board Shop in Bay Head, New Jersey, and I purchased these two fins. The first fin is made by Captain Fin Co., and this is the Knost model Sunshine Flexible. So this one is pretty thin up top, so this, I'd imagine, is going to be the one that turns really well. And also, this monster of a fin. Look at this thing. It's really hard to tell from the video, but this fin is giant. And this one is CJ Nelson Noserider 10.0. Both fins are 10 inches long, and just to give you some size differences between my old fin and these two new fins I purchased, here's the old one. Compared to this Knost fin, the Knost fin is actually wider at the base, and at the top you see how much thinner this fin gets. If I flip them, you can see the hatchet is sticking out over here, so the hatchet is obviously a wider fin. But when you compare my old fin to this CJ Nelson giant fin here, look at the difference this one makes. So here are both fins side by side. Look how much more space there is at the base of this fin, which theoretically would make it extremely stable. And then it's obviously longer, but this width continues up. Past the 9 inches of this fin, it continues even higher. So this thing is gonna be stable, I imagine. So these are the two fins. I'm probably the most excited about this one because stability is what I need. But this one's going to be interesting because it has a wider base than my old fin. So will this one be more stable than my old fin? I don't know. Let's go put them to the test.
When we wake.
As I made my way to the beach to check the waves, I was a little worried because the forecast was calling for smaller waves and I was hitting it just after high tide.
Oh, the good times just begun.
All right, they're breaking. Good. Oh, and they look like so much fun. I was a little bit nervous before I got here, but now I'm excited.
Found what we're looking for in life.
After checking that break, I headed to one of my usual spots and found much better waves. Nothing like a sunrise surf session, but the mornings are starting to get a little chilly here in New Jersey. Oh my gosh, it's freezing. Oh boy, winter's coming.
You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times.
So I think I'm gonna go with this one first, and then I'm gonna throw this big boy on, and hopefully it'll be extra stable. All right, let's go surf.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin.
Started off with the Knost fin, and boy, does this fin feel loose. Tons of side-to-side movement while on a wave, but it really makes the board feel very lively. I can get used to this. This fin makes turning and stalling a breeze, but you really have to be precise with your cross-stepping. Any step off the center line and the board will bobble. It really shows off your cross-stepping mistakes, which I find to be quite helpful.
Mount Laurel high fives for miles in spring.
Since we started surfing just after high tide, the waves were fizzling out quite quickly, but as the tide got lower and we got closer to the jetty, things really started to pick up.
Golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair.
Finishing waves of style is something I struggle with, but here's a little attempt at popping off the lip after a nose ride.
Gold anything.
Needs some work for sure, but later in this video, I get a decent one.
I'll follow only golden. Golden. Golden.
Now it's time to head in and throw the CJ Nelson monster on and see what difference a super stable fin will make. Chris was nice enough to meet me halfway with the fin, which saved me about 150 yards of walking. Oh boy, this thing feels like I'm cross-stepping on a boat. This thing is stable. It's quite unbelievable how a seemingly small adjustment like fin size can have such a huge impact as to how the board feels. This fin even makes the board feel heavier when paddling and trying to do quick turnarounds to catch waves. You would imagine the downside to this fin is that it would be hard to turn. However, from what I could tell, it's not necessarily harder to turn, it's just different. You also must have your back foot as close to the fin as possible. In contrast, you can turn the Knost fin quite easily while standing in the middle of the board. A lot of you who watch my videos have been very helpful when it comes to giving me pointers. I believe Spying Beast, Shane O'Connor, and Dylan Scott have all mentioned practicing what I think is called the re-entry floater, so this one's for you guys. Both fins have their pros and cons, but I'll definitely be leaving the CJ Nelson on for a while. The stability is nothing I've ever experienced before, and I'd like to try it out on a few different types of waves. Fin type makes quite a difference, but so does fin placement, so make sure you check out this video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody next week.